Years to see if the Montreal Canadiens can win the Stanley Cup. We're in year 3. Apparently years 1 and 2 were dinged for a copyright. I'm not sure why. But we're at the start of year 3, where in the off-season the Montreal Canadiens traded for and then re-signed Mitch Marner of the Maple Leafs to a $10.25 million contract per year. We'll see if he can help us with our scoring issues. Also in the offseason, we briefly had the rights to Jonathan Toews and Patrice Bergeron. Both were moved out when I saw that Mitch Marner was available, and I brought him in instead as a younger player. He's locked into an 8-year deal. Him and Carey Price are the top 2 players on the team when you're talking terms of contract. In the preseason, he led the team with 10 points, the only player to hit double digits, and he had a +6. So I'm all about having guys with the higher plus minuses, at least in the positives, as it shows that they are not a detriment to your team. If you look at forwards here, we've got Mitch Marner leading the team. This is Buttigieg, who came over, I think, from the Rangers, where Jonathan, as part of a deal that saw us sign Jonathan Toews to the Rangers in that deal. I'll see if I can recap some of the trades I made in the offseason with this team. I'll go look at that now. So last year, as I was saying, we went to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, 4 games. So it was an interesting year, to say the least. Hopefully Price can stay healthy, and we can hopefully get over the hurdle and bring the Canadiens to 20. Waiver claims. I thought there was player pick and trade. So now we only go back just a couple days, where we acquired Sam Bennett from Calgary, who is a restricted free agent. We picked him up for a prospect and a pick. Colton Sceviour we sent over with a second-round pick to Arizona for right winger Keith Wagner, who we were a little weak on the right side. We got to try to address that issue at some point this year to try to even out the balances. Let's get to the regular season, where we were 3-3-1 in the preseason. And let's go right to November 1st, sorry, and see how our Montreal Canadiens start off year number 3. All right. Also in the offseason, we just went past Edmonton in our 3-game losing streak. We did try to work out a deal to possibly get what's his name from Edmonton, McDavid, but I just couldn't come up with the best deal. Really got to turn off injury notifications. I gotta remember how to do that. Keep reminding myself. And let's go see what players want to talk to us. Anders Lee. Player, he's getting cocky. We'll keep him motivated. Didn't work. Oh well. So after the first month of hockey, Montreal is 7-5-1. As always, we seem to get off to those slow starts and pick things up midway through the season. I would like to not have to battle, but as it stands right now, we're sitting in a wild card spot. Not quite the division lead where we had last year. Mika Zibanejad leads the team in points this year with 12 points in 13 games, almost a point per game performer. Barche is 11 points. Mitch Marner's got 11. So it looks like the top line, I believe that's the top line, Zibanejad, Barche, and Marner are coming together pretty well. Our second line of Lee, Lehkonen, and Bennett are doing okay. Hula has slowed down a bit from last year. And we got a lot of minuses again on the forwards. The highest guy is a -3, so that's not too bad. Defense is struggling this year with the plus minuses. Ryan McDonough is a -2 with 6 points. Dahan, Dochin. So let's see if Victor Mete will stay with the team this year. He's been an up and down player for me in the last couple, but he's still young, still developing. So we'll see how he does with his first full season with us. And now let's go to December, see if our team can pick it up a little bit here. Just got a text from Rex Havoc saying there's no music, so hopefully I don't get copyright this time around. Thank you for doing that for me, Rex. There's not a whole lot in the draft class this year. Let's go through the states this year and see what we can find in forwards over the next 6 weeks. I think this is the longest stretch I've gone without any injuries, knocking on wood right now. As I say it, I get a player injury. And we get someone who wants to talk. Player, let's try be demanding. Hopefully he responds to that. No impact. I like to have players respond to the demanding presence of a coach. Oh my God, I was injured. Oh my Lord. How's that hurt? And our defense is now just hurting with looks like two of our top guys out right now, I'm guessing. Yeah. It's going to be a struggle. So we're in December 1st, 15, 19, and 2. Let's see how we are in the standings. Sitting third, we are 9 points back of Tampa, 4 points back of Boston, ahead of 5 points up on Ottawa, 7 on Detroit, and right now the Washington, Carolina are holding on to the wild card spots. Once again, the Metropolitan Division, for some reason, NHL hockey EA Hockey loves that division. There always seems to be 4 or 5 teams out of that division, so I'm pretty much just playing for my division if I want to make the playoffs, it seems. Still, Mika Zibanejad leading the team in points this year. Mitch Marner's only popped in 5 goals in 26 games. That's a little bit of a struggle, but he is a playmaker, so I'm okay with that, even though he is the highest paid player on the team right now, next to Carey Price. Forwards I want. And Barche's got 11, so Marner is helping out that top line with his 2 line mates have 22 goals, and he's got 19 assists, so he's pretty much assisting on everything that's going in on that top line, it seems. Defense, once again, we're hit with the injury bug a little bit there. Calvin DeHaan is a minus player. He was about 0 last year, I believe. Let's just take a quick look. He's been a minus for me in all 3 years, but it has been slightly improving. He'll definitely be a guy I look to trade come trade deadline if I can get him moved out. I hope I can get a defenseman in there that is not letting the puck in. Let's take a look at our goaltenders. We have Carey Price once again, 14-8-1. The backup, Carter Hutton, has made 4 appearances, 1-1-1. Both have decent save percentages. Goals against could be a little bit better from Price. Last year he was under 2. This year he's just above at this point in the season. Let's see if that comes down, if he can get on a roll. He's got 1 shutout this year, so that's not too bad for him. And hopefully he can stay healthy, especially from the playoffs, where he has not had luck. And before we blow this team up, let's get to the end of January. Which, January, February seem to be the month in the year where... Oh, sorry. Let's get to January. Sorry. January, February seem to be the big months for this team. Let's see if we can get on a roll a little bit earlier. And Calvin DeHaan is injured and won't be back. He's only missed a game. And he's fully healed. McDonough is back in the lineup. These road trips just seem to sap the energy sometimes. Let's look at forwards in the OHL for 3 weeks. Looks like we are on a 4-game winning streak right now. See if that continues. No, we lose in overtime to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Okay, now we're 21-12-4 after 3 months in. Toronto is a 500 team at 16-6-4. Well, they say 500, but I always say if you're 500 should only be if you're winning half as many games as you're playing. Now based on win-losses. And we got a team meeting. Let's see what's going on here. Who needs to go above Beyonce? So league we watching. Give us something to watch. Positive. So Dochin and Lee are the only two players who do not respond positively to an assertive tone. Lee is neutral so far, so that's good. By the end of the playoffs last year, he was disengaged with the team. I don't know if that effective. Our locker room chemistry right now, 77%. I might keep this team together and see if I can get over that all-important 80. And let's go to the end of January. Where are we? We're still third in our division. Still chasing Tampa and Boston now. And we're just holding on to a playoff spot as we have 2 games in hand of the Ottawa Senators. So we need to win the next game, especially our game on January 3rd where we play Ottawa. (3-1) win. 4-2 win. Shootout loss to Boston. We have our week off. That's fine. I'm not worried about trades. I got who I want on the block. Forwards, just like 3 weeks there. So many injuries on this team. I don't know if you had injuries a lot when you were playing Rex, but for some reason I seem to get a lot of injuries, no matter who I have in the lineup. Who wants to talk to me now? Got here, keep up. How can you not be inspired by motivational? And to close out January, it looks like we are sitting behind Ottawa. Now just based on our 26-18-5, they're 27-19-4. So we're now a point behind Ottawa. How does that affect where we are? Let's look at the standings. I'd take some advice and maybe adjust the injury sliders a bit. I want our standings, but here we go. We have Mitch Marner and Zabita both with 45 points. Barche with 43. There's a huge drop-off. Not much of a drop-off, but good 9-10 points, which isn't bad. We got 2 guys floating at 20 goals in 50 games. McDonough is doing good. He's got a decent plus-minus. Dano's falling off. I think he's centering my 4th line right now, so that's not too bad for the team. Now, if we look at the standings, we're sitting 3rd in our division. We pulled ahead of Boston. Tampa is running away with the division this year. And the other 3 teams are just battling. And we still have games in hand of everyone around us, except for Toronto. But I don't count them because it doesn't look they're not going to do anything this year again. For a team that's supposedly on the rise in real life, EA does not like them. Let's look at our trade block. Oops, I don't want to browse other teams' trading blocks, but Cogliano's on the block. Take a look at mine. This game, see, always putting Hutton, my backup, on the block. I do not want to move him out, as he is literally, if Price gets hurt, he's a decent enough goaltender that he should be able to steal me a couple wins here and there. Then it just came to me as Paula up, see if we can get anything for him. Dano's falling off. Dano's got a nice long-term decent deal. And let's look at the defense on this team. We're overpaying for so many of these players right now. It's ridiculous. Dehan is definitely going to be up. For almost $5 million and being a minus player lately. I'm not looking for roster players. Oops. That's what's the other way. And we are going to, once again, those out. And we are definitely going to be looking at defensemen. Any role. 26 of age. Minimum 3 stars. Accuracy is going to be high. We're looking for top defenseman there. We're also going to be looking at forward. I wish we could just go by position. Forwards. Once again, we're going to be looking for players on the younger end. At least 3 stars. High accuracy there. And that's what we're looking for. We're going to try to see if we can get a little bit of help on the 3rd and 4th line and some prospects as we head towards the trade deadline. And essentially, we're also going to be looking for a little bit of cap relief. As for the next few years, we are pretty much tied up against the cap. And let's go to deadline day. I've been out west yet. Forwards. Let's do a month. There's 154 out there. Dismiss and never show me that again. Or she gave me that option for injuries. Ooh, 5-0 loss to Calgary. Rebound with a big win. This team was just not getting it. 2 5-0 losses this month. We have to make some changes to the defense at the deadline if we don't get an offer. Oh, and we've got a trade on the table. Chicago's looking to pick him up, only returning second, but picking up a 4th and 6th round pick. I don't like the draft late. I will let this one go with a minor edit. I'm going to see if I can add a 3rd round pick as well, since they want 3. Oops. Maybe not, but we'll see if they accept it. If not, we'll just go with the original deal. All right. And Dahan, thank you for your service, but you are out the door. And we've freed up $5 million in cap space, and we have another trade now. Eric Hula looking to move him out, more in the cap space relief as a 2nd and 3rd rounder come back our way. 2nd this year, 3rd rounder next year. I will accept that one as well. And Carl Strom gets called back up to the NHL. So we just freed up about just over $6 million. And let's see. Let's throw him on there because he's hurt. See if anyone was willing to take him at the end. And even though no one's probably going to look at him, let's look at so we are at the trade deadline day. We didn't get any more offers. We did move out 2 of the players that we're looking to hopefully move out for some cap space. Before we advance, I am going to see if I can ship out 1 or 2 more players and hopefully bring in a little bit more relief for this team. So we're still tight up against the cap. I might just keep Dano because he's got. Ooh, Boston can squeeze him in. When I'm making trades, I like to move guys out for the same position. Enough is too expensive. He's only got 1 year left. Carlo's got 2. Let's see what we have in the way of prospects or picks. We're holding on to Buffalo's 1st round pick for this year, which is a huge pick. Let's try Buffalo's 2nd round pick next year and see if that's enough to swing things our way in this deal as we look to bring in Carlo. And about a little over under $3 million in savings. And we bring in Brandon Carlo. Welcome to the Montreal Canadiens. We got contracts that are coming up for next year. We now have about $2 million cap space for this year, so that's not too bad. One last trade. As we're going to try to move Hutton out and hopefully bring in a younger goaltender at about the same age with hopefully the same number of years left. See if there's any teams interested in Hutton first. Does not look like it. No. No, there's no one interested in old Hutton, so we'll keep him for another year. And we're just going to make the one deal on the deadline day. And we'll see how the rest of how March ends up, and if we can hold on to our playoff spot and hopefully move up into at least second in our division for a little bit more security, as we're sitting 1 point up on a playoff spot, 2 points back if we have to go push for the wild card. Oh, sorry. We are 1 point up on the wild card right now if need be. So we are just holding on to that playoff spot. And let's get through the month of March. Now we got more scouting. I haven't been to Russia in a couple of years. Let's send our scout over there for 6 weeks. Just look at forwards. This line's 2-0. Oh, we are on at least 4-game winning streak right now. So like I said, February, March seems to be the month where this team gels. Oh, 2 losses in overtime, 1 in a shootout. So we picked up 2 points, 4 points on a 5-game road trip. And lost the next 2 at home, 3 at home. I may have spoken too soon, as Montreal Canadiens look like they might be missing the playoffs. As we have just fallen apart. We started off good with a 4-game winning streak to start off March. And then just one thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 losses in a row where we only picked up 3 points. We get a win, get a loss, we can get a shootout win. So we're 39, 31, and 8. That is 500 hockey. And as I figure, we're sitting outside of the playoffs looking in now, as we are 2 points back of the Boston Bruins. And 2 points back of a wild card spot. So we definitely have to win our next 4 games. At least, bare minimum, we need 3 wins in these 4 games to make the playoffs. If not, we are sitting outside of the playoffs. And I think we might be coming to the end of Carey Price's time as a Montreal Canadien. We have to do something to shake up this team. So let's go to the end of the season. And a 1-0 loss, 3-0 win over Tampa, 3-2 shootout win, and a 6-1 loss. We got 2 wins out of the last 4. Hopefully we played better than Ottawa at least in the last 4. And no, we are outside with 90 points, looking in as we were 3 points back of our division and 6 points out of a wild card spot. This whole team meeting tell the fans how the players how disappointed we are. We need to be better. I need more out of you guys next year. Let's take a look at the stats from this year 3. So on the forward side, Miko Zibanejad, Mitch Marner, and Barche were pretty close, only 9 points separating the 3 of them. All hit for over 20 goals on the year. I'd like that for a top line. Anders Lee nearly pocketed 30, playing on the second or third line, pretty sure second. But the minuses on our offense after that top line, just atrocious. Go to our defense. Our defense, 3 guys with minuses. Morrow, once again, only played half the year. That guy seems to be injured a lot. He might be on the move out as he is not reliable enough to stay. We only have only 3 players over 80. So yeah, we need to definitely work on the defense. We've done it with 10 goals, 27 assists. Not bad as our captain. And we still get him for another 7 years. He signed that 8-year extension to pretty much play out the rest of his career with the Montreal Canadiens. Well, how did goaltending look? Price was 71 starts, 35, 29, and 7, 6 shutouts, 922 save percentage. His goals against average went up from the last year. And his wins went up. So Price isn't the issue. He'll definitely get at least 1 more year before I make the final decision to move him out. His save percentage dropped off by 11 points over the last 2 years. Goals against went up. So we need to put a better defense in front of Carey Price. And he should be able to win us a few more games next year. Maybe he'll get that 40 wins. Well, let's skip ahead now to the day before the entry draft and see how the playoffs round out. So Laval made the playoffs. We'll see. We'll kind of keep an eye on them. One, two. Edit. I'm just gonna try to find. I haven't looked at a defenseman. 6 weeks. Just so I don't have to worry about it. So Laval went out in a sweep So Laval didn't do much. So we'll be looking at what we can do to help that team out next year as well. Well, that's telling me the playoffs are over. So the Winnipeg Jets have won the Stanley Cup. In year 3, the Toronto Marlies have won the Calder Cup. So the Toronto team should be improving in the NHL as their affiliate has won. Salary cap is going to be 85.6, minimum 66. Minimum player salary cap has gone up to 0.7 million. It's the first increase I've seen on that number. So we end up with the 6th pick overall in the draft, thanks to Buffalo. See if might be able to see if I can move that up with Toronto and see if I can get the first pick overall this year. Let's take a look at who is leaving the NHL. No one from the Canadiens is leaving. The Sedin twins have retired. Henrik finished up his career as a Toronto Maple Leaf. Daniel Sedin finished up his career as a Nashville Predator. Jason Spezza, Scott Hartnell, Jussi Jokinen, Dustin Brown, who played for my Guelph Storm as a junior. Flipa, Derek Waugh, Elise Stepniak, Jason Chimera, Nathan Horton, Joffrey Lupul, who was sitting on free agents, retired. Ryan Callahan, Matt Stajan, Brewer. Some decent players. Get into a lot of the free agents. So some bigger names. The biggest names, though, the Sedin twins, who are 2 years removed from their playing days in Vancouver when I traded for them to try to help my team squeak into the playoffs in year 1. It did not work out. Goalies who retired: Nicholas Backstrom, Peter Budaj, and Nathan Lawson. Backstrom retires 4 wins shy of 200 career, and Peter Budaj retires after 180 wins in the NHL. Both were on the free agent market, and significant drop-offs. So we are going into the entry draft, and we are going to take a look at what this team will be moving out. We'll take a quick look at the awards winners before we go out. See a look at the playoff tree. So Winnipeg goes 5 wins over Minnesota, 7 games with the St. Louis Blues, 6 games with the Edmonton Oilers, and in 5 games over the Boston Bruins. And it looks like Vegas was 4-out in, I believe, their first playoff appearance. Oh, sorry. Oh, man. So I was going to sleep all night. You get up at 6 in the morning. The rest of the awards, the individual awards this year. So Jets win the Stanley Cup. Tampa Bay Lightning took on the Presidents for a second time in 2 years. Clarence Campbell went to Winnipeg, and the Prince of Wales went to the Boston Bruins. Moser won the Art Ross. Stamkos with the Hart. Pietrangelo with the Norris. Moser with the Lady Bang. Peterson when the Calder. Halibut wins the Conn Smythe. The Vezina goes to Vasiliev. The Jennings goes to Dubnik. The Bill Masterton went to B. Dillon. Selke went to McDavid, who dethrones Bergeron after 3 straight seasons. The Lindsay went to Stamkos. And Ovechkin wins his 3rd straight Maurice Richard Award. That guy just pops in the goals like they're going out of style. So we definitely need a little bit of punch. When it comes to forwards. Drury Lakeinen, you're going to go up on the trade block. I might see if I can move you out. And same with McCarran. See if I can move you those two players out, because they're my two worst plus minuses. And the defense is just not getting us the points we need. Mete with 5 points in his first full season. What has he done up until this point? Because this is the last year of his contract. So in 2 full seasons, he's combined for 6 goals, 4 assists. Kind of, it looks like he's a stay-at-home defenseman. So we will see if he will re-sign cheap enough to warrant another, maybe a bridge contract. Because I like the kid, he's slowly developing. He could possibly be a good 6th, 3rd pairing defenseman throughout his career. But this team definitely is going to end up needing help on the back end. Oh, I can't just... Send the draft. Edit trading block. We're not giving up the 1st round picks. Hutton's, that guy must think like no one wants me. How did you do, Bennett? 50 points, minus 12. You're going up on the block. In last year was your contract. And look at 10. We don't have much of a surplus. We're definitely looking at defensemen. At least top 6. We want current picks. We want early drafts, not late. And we will take a look at future picks in only the 1st and 2nd round, as those picks are easier to move with. You need to try to do something. Definitely in the offseason, we need to at least sign a couple centers to this team. And let's look at the NHL entry draft. Let's see what we can do if we can keep our first pick. Who do they have in net in Toronto right now? Still Frederick Anderson, Callum Picard. Do I want to do this? 32. Let's move Hutton. Let's see if Trump set that deal. No. Let's try one more. One more player. That player. I'll keep our picks next year, the year after. 2022 first rounder as we try to. No. That's the most I'm going to offer for that. Without giving up carry price. So I'm going to be content with where we are in our draft position. Always like to try to at least see if I can pick up that first pick overall. And we have a trade where the Canadiens are offering us 2 second-round picks, the 32nd pick overall in this year's draft, and a second-round pick next year for Bennett, who was a -17 with us. We're going to accept this trade as I wasn't going to re-sign Bennett anyway, so at least we're getting a couple picks in return for him. We got a high elite playmaker scheduled to go in the top 10. He is a center from Canada. This 18-year-old kid might have some decent offense things. He played for the Edmonton Oil Kings. 5'10". He is going. Xavier Girard. Welcome to the Montreal Canadiens with the 6th pick overall in the entry draft. And he's a 68 overall to start. I might put him on the 4th line next year and just see if he can grow. Sim to next user pick. And we have another trade. The Boston Bruins are coming to us with their first round pick in 2021 for Lehkonen. It's going to save us $4.5 cap million, and they want a 5th round pick in this year's draft. We are going to accept. And we are picking first in the 2nd round. Let's take a look at what's available. As we are on the clock. And we have Ned. Kaya Ilkis. We don't know his discipline. We don't know his stick check. High top 9 potential. He's 17 years of age. We are going to pick him to user pick. We're only at 4 goalies. Let's take a look and see what's out there for goaltenders. We have a starter with High potential. Hustle starter. We've got him 4 times. We will select Charlie Shelley. And connection quality is currently low. It should pick up. I'm betting my sister just decided to start watching Netflix. Sim 2 next round. Sim 2 user pick. And once again in the second round, this is our 3rd selection now in this round. The 49th pick overall. JC Von Marks. He's got high potential. His numbers are pretty decent. Hopefully he works out. He's a sniper. We'll select him. He's an American-born player. And he's an 81 overall to start. What a steal in the second round. Von Marks, you're definitely going to be signed. Hopefully you make the team and do some damage next year. Sim 2 user pick. We're still looking for at least one more center, hopefully in the draft. I think I have another pick. Yes, 7th rounder. So we've skipped all the way down 7th round. No more trades being offered. As we look at acquiring our last pick. There's a Russian center, looks like. Yuri Mikhanov. We looked at him 3 times. It's a playmaking center. Make pick. 55 overall. Sim 2 user pick. I don't think we have any more picks left. And the NHL draft is now complete. So with the 49th pick, we picked up an 81 overall player. John Von Arx. So see if that actually sticks. I know it's a nice pick in the second round. Hopefully, like I'm saying, Rex, he sticks. I just looked at him. I'm really hoping he sticks. We went 6th, 32nd, 46th, 49th, and 200th overall in the draft. And he'll be 3. And if he's an 81, he'll be an entry-level contract for the next 3 years. Yeah. We are now in the re-sign phase. Let's go to contracts. And he's sticking as an 81 overall. That is huge news. John Von Arx. You're getting signed to the rookie maximum contract available. Yes, definitely. How'd you do, Barchi? Your contract comes up next year because you're not letting sign. Yeah, his contract ends next year. Wilson, left wing. What'd you do last year for us? 13 points. You were a -9. I'm just going to say goodbye to you. Shosnikov. What'd you do last year? 81, 20, 16, 12, 20, only -5. We'll give you one more. We'll give you at least a offer. You're looking at 2 years at 1.775. 26. I can keep you around for 4 years. We'll do 8.75. A little bit higher than what you're asking for. See if you stay. Dochin, how did you do last year? Profile. You only had 3 assists last year. You're a +8. You're probably stay-at-home defense, and hopefully you're looking for low money. You're looking at about $2 million for 2 years. Let's offer you a contract. Let's give you 3 years at 2.175. That's as high as I'm going. If you don't like that, then no. Kulak, 3 years, 21 million to play with and cap space. Offer a contract. Before I do that, your profile, full career stats. Spent most of the time last year in the A after having that run in the NHL. So Kulik, I'm just going to let you go. First round pick is a 68. I'm definitely going to offer him a contract at 18 years of age. The rest of them will see if they develop, and if not, I will. Oh, you're a 58 overall as a goalie. That's actually not bad as a start. So Shelly, you're getting signed as well. Hopefully. Let's take a look at what's happening on who resigns with us. Dochin accepts his offer to stick around. Shelsnikov accepts his offer. Gerard accepts his. Shelley accepts his. Von Rox re-signed. I would love to pay that kid more than just what the league minimum is, but or league maximum for a rookie is. Let's just go to free agency now. Yeah, whatever. And what do we have for free agents sitting out there right now? I should just look at contracts, get a good idea of what we need. We have $18 million in cap space this year to play with. Could definitely use a second or maybe third line center. Yes, definitely looking at second and third line center, 2 centers at least. A left winger. One or two right wingers if we can get improvements on the 2 guys we have there. We definitely have to look at defensemen. Definitely want to get at least one more defenseman on the team who can be in a top 4 role. Hopefully top 2 to elite if we can get one. And our goaltenders are going to probably stay the same, as Hutton will probably back up the next 2 years. And hopefully by that point, McNiven or Shelley can be ready to step into a backup role behind Carey Price, with two 19-year-olds sitting in the minors waiting their turn. And right off the bat, you're looking at Andrew Pietrangelo. Pietrangelo is available. He is the top player available. I'd be kicking myself if I didn't at least offer him a 7-year, let's go, $8.25 million contract. $8.25 million contract, in hopes of bringing his services over to the Montreal Canadiens. We also have Schultz. 3 years. Let's just offer him just a little bit more money than what he's asking for. And we'll take a look at, see if we get either one of those two guys. And if not, we'll come back and take a look at what's left. Actually, one more guy we're going to go after is Granlund. No. Let's go after Hayes. He's a little bit cheaper. We got Ottawa and yeah, Jake Muzzin, defenseman. Yeah, thanks for the idea. I went with Schultz just because of his age. He's 2 years younger than Muzzin, and I'm already picking up another 31-year-old defenseman. So Muzzin will be a guy I'll look at if he's still available in a couple of days. But 36. Oh man, there's so many decent players. Kreider. Yeah, I need to take a look just on those two. See if I can win the Pietrangelo sweepstakes. If not, I'll look at, there's a couple other options out there. So Jeff Schultz rejected the offer. So since he rejected, let's get right back into free agency. Muzzin is gone now. Forbort, Suster, both with the same age. 86 and 84. 85, 82. So forward 4 years, 4.75. Oh man. 83, 82. What's the speed? 86. Jigger. So Petrongelo's still sitting out there. Now forward, I'll definitely look at Dylan. I'm putting all my money on hopefully bringing in Pietrangelo. And we got Alexander Pietrangelo to increase our defense. We got a 91 overall defenseman. Our top pairing is going to be dominant. Armia accepts, strengthen right side, and forward accepts. So the guys I targeted, I didn't get one of them. I got a pretty decent guy afterwards. Still need a couple centers. And I got $5 million to get those 2 centers. So if I can get 2 guys that are about around $2 million, that should be pretty okay. So definitely don't look at Garner or Bennett. Derek Ryan, I'm going to enter myself into the sweepstakes for him. I'll give him 3 years at 2 even for a 33-year-old. Cousins is 79. He should increase to the level I want him at. Let's go 5 years. 1.4. That should take him to 31. Left wingers. I just want to try to see if I can find a minor league guy with some potential. You want too much money. You're younger. Okay, let's see if those couple guys sign on with the team. And I'm betting Pietrangelo. Hope to join this free agents. Says for free signings. You won't regret signing me. I hope not. We got Ryan McDonough and Alex Pietrangelo as the top defensive pairing. And the 81 overall rookie, Von Rox, he should push for the Calder next year. Let's go ahead to the 18th. Derek Ryan rejected offer, signed with the San Jose Sharks. Cousins accepted. Lisa was accepted. So say got in a little too late on the Derek Ryan offerings. So we're still looking at a free agent center. Lindbergh, top 9. Holland. That's Peter Holland. He used to play for the Guelph Storm. I'm going to offer him a contract because he's a good player for the Storm. See if he signs. If he signs, then I'm done with the free agency, I'm pretty sure, and I'll skip ahead to year 4. And Peter Holland accepted his offer. He should either be my 4th, maybe my top guy in the AHL, at least. Let's go to proposed trade. Just take a because that's an easy way to see the numbers they have on your team. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4 NHL centers. Gerard was definitely going to stay in the will stay in the OHL or CHL next year. I got 4 guys there for the A. I'm still looking at I need a left winger still. See how much cap space I have. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, we definitely gotta look at left wingers still. What's our cap space at? Went one too far. For this year, still got $4 million in cap space. $28. 79. Wilson, 28 years old, 3 years at 2.15. And see how that acquisition hopefully goes. And Wilson signs coming over. Let's now skip ahead. To the next season. I'm just gonna grab a drink. Well, that's wrong. Always takes so long to simulate between seasons. I should turn this off and then restart. Now we play the waiting game. Take a look at the lines, and I'll decide if I'm going to stick around for... Let's set the captains for this year. Ryan McDonough is still going to be our captain. Zibanejad has earned himself the A. Mitch Marner has earned himself an A. McDonough is still and Pietrangelo the captain. I wish I could put an A on him as well. I have retired numbers on. So anything in red we cannot have as a number. What are we going to start the year with? 4, 4, 5, and 7. With the 2 goalies still there. So let's take a look at our edit lines. Our centers are still a little weak. I didn't quite get the offensive I wanted. J.C. Von Ross is going to be on the 3rd line as a 20-year-old. I'm happy with his position there. Barche, Zibanejad, Marner are going to stick together on the top pairing. Joel Armia, Philip Dagnon, and Anders Lee on the 2nd pairing. J.C. Von Arx, Nick Cousins, and Scott Wilson on the 3rd. Shosnikov, Holland, and McCarron. I'm going to make one change. I'm going to switch. Okay, Case is not playing, so that's an issue. I'm going to switch Scott Wilson over there. Shosnikov's going to go down there. And we're going to substitute out McCarron for Case, who is a better player. I know we have number of players dressed. Karen is going to get scratched. I wish I had a better center to play with the rookie. On defense, we have Ryan McDonough, Alexander Pietrangelo, Derek Forbert, Mark Pizek, Brendan Carlo, and Jake Dochin. And still in net, the comparable carry price backed up by Carter Hutton, who hopefully gets more playing time this year and gives Price a bit of a rest. I'm going to go through the preseason and we'll take a look at how the Montreal Canadiens are stacking up. Preseason is running into October this year. The season is starting on October 8th, so we're going to simulate to October 3rd. Three, 2, 4, 3, 3-2 overtime, 3-2 loss. Add a scouting assignment. Oh, no one in the rest of the world. So we end the preseason with a 5-1-1 record, losing in overtime to Florida, and on the very next day in regulation to the Buffalo Sabres. We have one shutout. I'm going to bet that was Carey Price who got it, because he seems to get a lot of shutouts in the preseason. We kept the same team intact for all the preseason. Zibanejad, Barclay, and Marner all 9.87. Lee, Shaskov, Daniel with 6.54. Case, Wilson, Holland 3.22. Armia, and a rookie didn't do anything in the preseason. I'm gonna have to bump him up a line and see if that helps him out. Because he and Anders Lee are the same overall rating, so I'm going to bump him up the second line to start the year. Play him there the first month, see how he does with Anders Lee moving down to the third line to hopefully spark that. There are no minuses on the plus minus, which is a good thing for forwards. And their defense, forward and Pietrangelo both with 4 points. Carlo McDonough. Carlo is the only player with a -1. And Price went Hutton went 3-0 in preseason action with the shutout. Wow, surprise there. And Carey Price went 2-1-1. So Hutton stepped up in the preseason, which gave Price a bit of a break. Price played the back-to-back games, though, which is where he got the losses. So people are not seeing Carey Price, so hopefully Hutton will get some extra playing time this year. And let's just go to edit lines. Let's move this rookie up. Let's try to spark him. As he's playing a 227-year-old, so it's a pretty young line. That kid's got 95 speed. His offensive awareness isn't the greatest, but his defense is 85. His wrist shot accuracy is 90. Wow, this kid with a two-way forward and two-way forwards, and he might just do well. Wish I can get him a better playmaker than Nick Cousins. You know what? Let's put the kid right on the top line with Mitch Marner getting him the puck and see if these two kids with Mika Zibanejad can do something. As he's only 1 point difference between him and Sven Barclay, however you pronounce it. I'm going to do the first month. You know, I'm just going to do this full year. This year. And we're going to November 1st. Ooh, not a good start. Ooh, definitely not a good start to the season. Ooh, 3 losses in a row. 4 losses in a row. Backups been hurt. Well, 5-6-1 to start the first month of the season. Not what I was hoping for. Looks like we lost all of our games almost in a row. Alex Pietrangelo leads the team in points with 11 assists. So he is moving the puck. very well for us. Anders Lee's got 9 points. Mitch Marner's got 8. How's our rookie doing? 1 point in 12 games. I'm going to pull him off the top line. He's just not earning that ice time. And I'll move him back down. And maybe we Barche up back up to the first line. Will spark some offense from this team. Oops. Oops. Edit lines. Now you got center hurt right now, so I have to leave the lines like that. Anders Lee's moved up to the top line. Now yeah, leave it like that and see how we do after the next month. So we have injuries, I forgot. So player morale. Let's see if the team could turn it around in the second month. As we said, 2 points back of a playoff spot. Actually, just 1 point out of a wild card spot. Yeah. As we go through the month of November. Yes, lines. Tunes. Of course, Tron shuts us out. Big win over Ottawa. Like that. And followed up with a loss. Big win over the Rangers. Overtime loss. So this team is capable of getting the big wins when they need it. It's just they're not following up. So we're 12-10-2 now. Started the month off with 2 losses, followed by 2 wins. Got shut up by Toronto 2-0. 2 wins, a huge win there with a shutout, but followed up with a loss against the Islanders, win against the Rangers, overtime loss against Winnipeg, and 2 wins to close out the month. We had 1, 2, 3 shutouts, got shut out once, and we are looking into now December. Let's take a look as go to January and decide what we're going to do with this team. 3-2 shootout win. 6-3 win. 5-2 loss. The Rockets are 19-5-4, I can see. So our AHL team is winning up big. See if we can get past that 2-win mark. There's only 5 goalies available from the Quebec Major League. Can't seem to win more than 2 games in a row. And we have a trade. Montreal sending us Zach Kassian, Oilers 4th and 5th for our 3rd and 5th. Let's edit this trade. I want to see what Zach Kassian is overall. He's got 1 year left. He is an 80 overall. He is a right winger. We are not giving up anything. Giving basically up a 3rd to bring in a player for the rest of the year with a swapping of 5th round picks. I'm going to accept this deal. Maybe Zach Kassian can provide a spark for the Montreal Canadiens. And he does not. Go to roster moves. Clear waivers, have to clear waivers. I have to risk losing. Let me take a look at the lines because I just noticed that rookie is now the best winger on that side. So we're into January. We've made 1 trade bringing Zach Kassian to the team to hopefully spark something. We are sitting in 7th. 3 points back of a playoff spot with a game in hand. Boston's running away with the division this year. It is going to be an interesting year, to say the least. Let's hold a team meeting because they're requesting one. Okay, let's look at. So Mitch Marner is a point per game player this year with 37 points in 37 games. Zabinajad has 34 points. How's our rookie doing? He's got 12. How's that holding up for the NHL rookie lead? Oh, he's well off the pace. Joe Valeno. Goals, 20 assists. I'm going to try to pick him up. Let's see what his trade value is. I have to check what team he was on. Because our center's a weak spot, so. I think he was St. Louis. Yeah, Valeno. An elite level player, 3 years left on his entry level deal. What do we have for picks? Our first rounder. And let's move out 2 first rounders for this guy. We can get him. 2 firsts and a second. 2 firsts. 2. Let's go 3 firsts. And a prospect for him. And they still don't want to do it. Okay. Well, we tried this part. Let's go to the trade deadline, to the end of January. See if this team improves. Best lines. So in the offseason, we definitely have to look at a better centerman for a second line. We're weak down the middle, and I think that's affecting us huge. We can't seem to break the 500 win mark. And let's make a run for the. Let's see what this team needs as we enter the final month before the trade deadline. Mitch Marner has fallen off a little bit. He's not quite a point per game player. Still 18 goals, 27 assists. Zibanejad has fallen off on the goal production aspect. Anders Lee, Daniel. Rocky's only got 20 points. Bertrand is moving the puck well. Our defense is doing its job. It's pretty much keeping the puck out of the net. They're just not getting the points that I would like to see out of them. Well, let's look at our trading block. As we sit 5 points out of a playoff spot right now. Okay, yeah, he's gonna stay. It's a surplus though. Okay, so we're looking at move as Abinajad and Barche and Holland hopefully pick up a top line forward for at least one of these three guys. And maybe some, or at least some picks. Because I'm willing to put this team down a year right now, if need be, to acquire some cap space and hopefully go after another big free agent. Let's go to the trade deadline and see what's what. This team is just, I don't know what's going on here. We're just not winning those 1-goal games this year, it seems. Rex might give me a chop if he's still watching this, but I have decided to put Carey Price on the trading block. He's got 6 years left on his $10.5 million contract. I am fully prepared if we move away from Carey Price. And the first trade we have coming in is for Steve Barclay, a 3rd and 5th rounder for the Florida Panthers' 1st round pick. I'm going to accept because I haven't been impressed with Barclay. Let's take a look at the standings before I make my final decision on whether or not Carey Price will remain a Montreal Canadien. He will not. We're going to move Carey Price out and see if we can bring in a top-line centerman. Proposed trade. So we're going to move probably Zibanejad and Price, or another center and Carey Price, in the hopes of acquiring a top-line centerman. So we're sending Carey Price on a prospect, hopefully to Edmonton, for Connor McDavid and Kerry Lettman. And we're going to have Hutton play out the rest of the year. Trade rejected. Let's see if they have enough cap space. As we're going to move Hutton instead of Lettman. We're going to try for Skinner. Wrong thing. And our 1st round pick this year. Ours in Florida's. So we have just brought in Connor McDavid. It cost us 2 draft picks, Carey Price, and Zibanejad, and we brought in a younger goaltender as well. We have taken out all the players on the block that we wanted to move out. This year, we are down to just 1 first-round pick, which is Boston's. We've got 2 in the second, 2 fourths, a 6th, and a 7th. It hurt getting rid of 2 first-round picks, but I think Connor McDavid could be a good fit for the Montreal Canadiens going forward. He's got a little bit more of a cap hit they Carey Price, but he should help spark our offense, as he comes to us with 33 goals, 36 assists. And we've got player meetings. Banding. So the Carey Price era in Montreal is officially over as the Connor McDavid era begins. Let's see if that will help spark this team. I'm happy on the defense. We did need help at forward. We sacrificed goaltending to get that. But if we look at our lines now, options, best lines. We got Anders Lee with Connor McDavid and Mitch Marner, Zach Kassian, Phil Deneau, and Joel Armia. The rookie with Nick Cousins and Scott Wilson, Shostakov, Peter Holland, and Andre Case. Our defense is going to stay the same. I might just quickly see if I can move Dochin out for a little bit more help on the defense. Probably not, though. And our goalies, Stuart Skinner comes to us as the number 1. 53 games played, 33 wins, a .222 save percentage, and 4 shutouts. Carter Hutton is still going to be his backup. He's 6 wins in 6 games, a .322 goals against average. I'm actually going to try to quickly move out Hutton, see if I can get a younger backup for our new starter. Let's just completely blow up the net. And we sacrificed the last first rounder to pick up Malcolm Subban, who is on an expiring deal. We're immediately going to try to see if we can extend his contract for next season. He's going to be with the only player I'm definitely going to be re-signing. And Skinner as well. Malcolm was on an expiring contract. Oh, he's got one more year left. Okay. So Skinner was on the final year of his contract. I just offered him an extension. He's 22 years of age. Zach Cassian, that's what he's looking at for an extension. 3, 4, 8 years, that's too old. I'm not gonna worry about him. Carlo, what are you doing this year? 4 goals, 6 assists. Sure, my +4 this year. If you keep that up, you might get an extension with us, Carlo. If not, we're probably going to move you out. And we are done as we blow up the net. And we look to see if this team can rebound without Carey Price in net. As he goes to the first place Edmonton Oilers, but they are now Connor McDavid-less. As we hope to gain some ground on the Tampa Bay Lightning and Ottawa Senators. And Skinner accepted his extension. Didn't take him long. Ouch. I don't know if you see it, but there's an 8-0 loss in our second game with our 2 new goaltenders. $37, $30, and $9. So second game after removal of Price, we get shelled and just absolutely destroyed. And we are out of a playoff spot for the second year in a row. We're going younger in net. So hopefully the next year with a full season, the younger goaltenders can do something. Actually, we're 7 points out right now. We have got 6 games remaining. We need to win all 6 games, it looks like, to even have a shot at getting into the playoffs. If not, we're out for the third time in 4 years after going to the Stanley Cup final in year number 2. And what happens? We get one win in the final 6 games to make us a laughing stock. So we're definitely going to give these 2 younger goaltenders, Subban and Skinner, a full year before we decide what we're going to do. If we're going to blow up the core of this team or not. Connor McDavid played 83 games, ended up with 84 points between Montreal and Ottawa. He came to us with 33 goals. He only in 5 more. He and Mitch Marner might play well. We've got to get them a better left winger. The rookie finished with 33 points. How did that stack up in the rookie skaters category? He was well off the pace at the start of the year. And he still finished we finished 26 points back. But I had the 4th most goals for a rookie. He just needed more assists. So I'm happy with him. For a 2nd round pick and an 80, advances to an 84 overall, I'm happy with his play, I have to say. Let's exit this out. And let's skip ahead to the player meetings. We got a whole team meeting. Let's skip ahead now and see what we can do to have the Canadiens rebound after falling apart the last 2 seasons. This sucks. On the bright side, the Laval Rockets once again made the playoffs. I'm not going to go day by day. What I will do, though, or game by game, is I'm going to sim past the final game of the series, and let's see how my AHL affiliate does in the first round of the playoffs. Well, the Laval Rockets have advanced to the 2nd round for the first time in 3 years. Let's see if they can continue the momentum. One win. And they go out in the 2nd round, losing to the Devils, Binghamton Devils, I think. Well, we might as well skip ahead to retirement day. Well, late playoffs this year. Must have been a lot of 7s. The Tampa Bay Lightning have won the Stanley Cup, and the Springfield Thunderbirds have taken home the Calder Memorial Championship, or the Calder Cup. Maximum salary cap went up, minimum salary cap went up. Rookie maximum stays the same, but the minimum player salary cap went up again. Out of any picks in the first round, we would have picked fourth this year. But that pick went to Edmonton. Edmonton's got back-to-back third and fourth picks. Wow, they got the Golden Knights and my pick. Once again, no one retires off the Montreal Canadiens. Marian Hossa, Patrick Marleau, Marian Gaborik, Rick Nash. He was playing in Arizona, Jason Palmville, Zach Parise, Thomas Buchanan, Patrick Sharp, Brent Burns, Zdeno Chara. Zdeno Chara became a Leaf somehow? Wow. Ryan Suter. He is still an 85. Wow. Nielsen, Hemsky, Zajac, Bouwmeester, Versteeg, Wilson, MacArthur, Grabowski, Blake, Haley, Seidenberg, Girardi, Coburn, Gawk. I think goalies retire this year. Pekka Rinne calls it a career after 750 games, 391 wins. He was 38 years old. Ryan Miller calls it a career, and finishing up in Dallas with 389 wins. Craig Anderson calling it a career at age 40. Kari Lennon at 37. Anthony Niemi. Curtis McElhinney. And Drew McIntyre calls it a career as he returns back to the WWE. That's a big shock. Pekka Rinne calling it a career. A lot of drop-offs on some of those goalies' overalls. Edit trading block. They're not going to give up the first round. We're not going to give up third. We're not going to give up second. Let's go on the depth chart. I think we have players that we haven't signed in a couple of years that have now left the team. Maybe. Well, I don't know what was going on with that depth chart. What did you do, Carlo? Are you warranting a chance to stay with the Montreal Canadiens? You're not getting the points. The first year you were a plus. I'm not paying you $4 million, which is what I saw you looking for. So keep you for 1 year, 1 more year. So I'm probably not going to extend Carlo or Cassian. I'm going to let them walk. But I'm going to try to keep the Rockets together as much as possible, considering how well they did, despite falling apart in the playoffs, and just try to add a couple pieces here and there to help that team out. Oh, let's take a look at the draft. And we're in the second round, making our first pick of the draft. 3 minutes. Let's look at possibly a left winger, hopefully. Jay Baker, he's got a high potential. '56 overall. Some options. Send to user pick. Oh, wow. 2 picks right back, almost back to back. Seventh defenseman. Defensive defenseman. Let's take a look. His awareness isn't the greatest on either end. He's even worse looking. I'll go with this guy. 60 overall. Send to user pick. Not getting any trade offers this year at the on draft day. Ow. Bottom 6. Sniper. Pick. 5. Better than my first 2 picks, at least. We have no idea about this player. It's a sniper. Top 9 forward. No idea about this guy. Let's go with Lenikov. 54. So we're not finding any steals in this round of the draft, like we did last year. I'll take a gamble on a guy who have no information on. Back. And the draft is complete. Baker, Viendo, Johnson, Johansson, Mechanic, O'Reilly, and Kuta. Pretty much nothing in this year's draft. I'm not even going to try look to sign any of them. I'll see how they look after I do the first round. After I do the next year. Send to resign phase. Okay. Accepted, 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 accepted. So I should only have my unsigned rookies now. And the guys who are up at the end of next year. There's 65. Actually, how many contracts? No, I'm not going to sign you yet. Yeah. Okay, $8 million to play with this year, and I tendered Carlo a qualifying offer. I will debate if I will sign him, but if I go now to sign free agents, I can make my decision on Carlo. Oops. Let's take a look at what we have for contracts and what we need to re-sign. Still looking at another center. Definitely looking at a left winger. And we still need help on the right side. The right side's a hard position. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to let Dochi go in a trade. And I'll bring Mete back up full time. Wow. I swap 7, so I'll give you Dochin. Okay, so we moved out Dochin. I wasn't happy with him. I brought back a 7th, had to give up a 7th. I'm just going to quickly scan through, see if I might want in a... Ooh. Maybe PK Subban is on the market. He's in the final year of his deal. He's an elite defenseman. Oh man, do I have enough to bring him in though? Gerard. Carlo. No. Price is too high. I might be able to get him on the free agent market next year. I'm going to keep an eye out on that. Oh. He is an elite. I'm definitely not looking at Evander Kane, even though he's nice and young. Niels on the upside. I have got $9 million in cap space to play with. Can I bring in another elite defender? Four years, 575. Plus a 5. So we've got $4 million to play with. As I still need to look for help at the center ice position. Bring in Joe Thornton for a year, but he's worth too much. Foot. 86, 85, 86 speed. Sure. 85, 85, 85. So, Kerfoot offer. I'm gonna follow. 85, 84, 85. He's a cheaper option. 2.75. 6. Should have about $1 million left if I get both the players I just targeted. And let's go ahead by days, and then we'll check out the award winners. Yeah, follow accepted our offer. And Levy rejected. He's going to try to sign with the Vancouver Canucks. Okay. Still need to please Dochin on the defense. Let's go to free agents. Look at the defenseman. Carlo. I just released him. Trevor Van Riemsdyk. 80 offensive, 86 defensive. Martinez. 82, 87. Golioski. 87, 85. 35. I don't want to go up to 35-year-old. Brendan Carlo. 82, 85. Gonna have to go Van Riemsdyk. Let's go 4 years, 3.75. What we got? We're looking at right wingers. Anderson, Aston Reese, Nick Bovino. Nothing there really. Left wingers. Mark Cagliano. He's got decent shots. He's a sniper. We need some scoring. Actually, wait. Can't remember how much I have left in cap. Centers. Kerfoot might still be an option. Tyler Ennis to the Canadiens for a second-round pick. That's a trade. Let's see what Tyler Ennis is. It's an 81, 31 years of age, 84, 87 defense awareness, 90 speed. You're going to have to accept this trade. And Trevor Van Riemsdyk accepts our offer to join the Montreal Canadiens. Let's look at contracts on the defensive end of things and the offensive and see what we're looking at. Carlo, you're still tendered. You're an 81. You know what? I'll extend you one more year. And 2.25. Give you one more year at the team. $6 million to extend you and Subban. I can't extend him yet. I still have 3.9 million. Then we get Carlo to sign. Let's see what Carlo does. Then I will look back into contracts. Carlo accepts that 1 year extension. Okay, so we're giving him 1 more year to see if he can start turning things around a little bit on our team. Now let's look at contracts. So we got 2.79 million to work with, as we might still need a centerman. No, we should be okay for centers. As a fellow comes in on a third line, or fourth liner. Holland will send down to the minors. We still need a left wing. Right wingers should be okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys at least 80 overall. I like it. Hopefully Mete can move in. And if he does, Carlo will be the odd man out. Okay, now still need a left wing. And we got put 2 million to work with to try to bring in a left winger. And I'm not going after a 32-year-old left wing. Mersch. 81 offensive, 83 defensive. Doesn't have great shots. JT Miller. 87, 87. Man. Yeah, so I'm going to offer the maximum I can put under there. Now, so let's go with Mersch. He's younger. See if we can get him on a 2-year deal at an even $2 million. And he accepted. And let's go to Oceans. Send to the following season. Oh, that mango rum is strong. Now, they say defense wins championships. Let's hope that's the case with this Montreal Canadiens team. As we should have a decent set captain. Oh, I don't know if we can. Do I want to do it? McDonough, you're going to stay as captain. Petronos, you're going to stay. Marner. I gotta definitely change Skinner's number. I not like goaltenders with a 9, number 7. Malcolm took Terry's number. Lee's been playing with that one. Rookies were 63. Tyler Ennis. You can move at number 6. That's right. There we go. Oh my god. They're not like cousins as a. Yeah, numbers I don't like. Marsh. Why is it? Ennis. Yeah. No, we can do skip it. All right. Okay. Like that. Done. Now I just gotta do some roster moves. So I want to at least have 7 defensemen up on the roster. So, Holland. There we go. Maybe you're in the AHL will help Mete. Or another year, I should say. 9-9, yeah, he did well last year in the AHL. Well, let's see how we do in, I think this is year 5 now? Yeah. I'll have to look at the award winners. I'll do that quickly after this. Wow! Double-digit win. Oh shit, should have 2 shutouts. So 5-2 in the pre-season. 5-3 to start. Lost 4-0 to Tampa Bay. Rebounded with a 10-0 dropping of the Florida Panthers. 4-2 over Buffalo. 5-0 over Toronto. 4-1 over Detroit, and lost got doubled up by Boston 6-3 to close out the preseason. So this year I'll be editing lines manually as I want to keep certain players, making sure they're playing the right position, which should help development a little bit more. Let's take a look at our players going into the regular season, our players following the preseason, as well as last season's award winners before we start off the regular season. Alright, I'll probably close off this because I'm starting to yawn a little bit. So preseason, the top line of McDavid, Marner, and Lee. I moved our second-year player, Von Arx up. Well, McDavid, 8 goals, 8 assists. He is leading the team. Pietrangelo at 10 points. Donna had 6. Yeah, so this team is doing pretty well, other than Pisek. And the award winners from last year. Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup. Stars took the Presidents. The Jets went to the Stanley Cup Finals 2 years in a row, but lost out to the Tampa Bay Lightning the second time around. Player awards. Schultz won the Art Ross and the Hart. Carlson won the Norris. Bing went to Crimson. Foligno, of course, we knew was going to win the Calder. Valesky won the Conn Smythe and the Vezina. Scott Darling won the Jennings. Matt Mathiasen won the Connor McDavid won the Selke between us and his year with us and Edmonton. Schwartz and once again Ovechkin, 4 straight years with the Maurice Richard Award. Well, I'm going to cut it off from there. I hope you all enjoyed. I might be back later tonight, possibly tomorrow for the next year or two with the Montreal Canadiens.